What if I told you that the secret to achieving your biggest, wildest goals was hiding in a classroom? Well, today, we're diving into a really powerful idea from our source material that might just completely change how you think about success.
Seriously, think about your biggest ambition right now. Does it feel kind of out of reach? Like you're standing at the bottom of this massive mountain looking all the way up to a peak that seems totally impossible to get to? Yeah, it's a feeling we all know.
But it turns out the secret to climbing that mountain isn't some super complex strategy. Nope, the answer, it seems, is actually in a really simple story, a little piece of wisdom from a very ordinary place.
So, let's go there. Picture this, a classroom full of students. The teacher stands up front and gets ready to ask a question that has probably been asked in every single classroom ever.
And there it is, the classic, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's such a great question, right? It's not just about getting an answer, it's about getting kids to dream big, to imagine the grandest version of their future. And as you'd totally expect, the answers were full of these huge ambitions. We're talking doctors, engineers, artists, scientists. Every single one of them is one of those giant mountain-sized goals we were just talking about. So the teacher listens patiently to every single dream. And then, instead of just saying, great job, they decide to share something else, a key piece of advice, a secret really that would change everything.
And here it is, in all its simplicity. The secret wasn't about working 20-hour days or having some kind of rare genius. The key was just this: become a little better every day. That's it. That's the secret. Now, the story goes that the student who ultimately succeeded, well, it wasn't necessarily the one with the biggest or flashiest dream. It was the one who really, truly absorbed this lesson. They didn't just hear the words, they understood the incredible power behind them. This whole idea actually has a name. It's called incremental progress. And it's just this powerful principle that all those small, consistent, daily improvements, the things that feel so tiny in the moment, are what actually lead to massive, life-changing results down the road.
But okay, that kind of begs the question, right? How on earth can something that small, something that seems so insignificant, possibly get you to the top of that huge mountain of a goal?
Well, the answer is one of the most powerful forces in the universe: compounding. Think of it like compound interest, but for your life. Your skills, your knowledge, your progress, they don't just add up. They grow exponentially when you invest in them just a little bit, day after day. So what does this path actually look like in practice? It's really straightforward. You make one little improvement today. Then guess what? You do it again tomorrow. The crucial part, the real secret sauce, is the consistency. Just repeating it over and over. And before you know it, those tiny steps have stacked up into these huge achievements. Let's just put a number on it. What if a little better just meant getting 1% better? That's it. A tiny 1% improvement each day. It feels like almost nothing in the moment, doesn't it? But the math is staggering. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you don't end up 365% better. You end up almost 38 times better. It's wild. So this really shows the two paths you can take. On one side, you have that small, daily 1% effort. At first, it feels like you're not doing much, but it compounds into massive growth. On the other side, doing nothing. That also feels like no big deal. I mean, it's just one day, right? But that also compounds into stagnation or even going backwards. One path takes you up the mountain, one step at a time. The other leaves you stuck right at the bottom. So the whole lesson really just boils down to this simple, powerful equation. It's not about taking giant leaps. It's about those small, consistent steps. Daily improvement equals big success. But here's the thing, and this is probably the most important takeaway of all. The real power isn't in just knowing about incremental progress or being able to talk about the compounding effect. It's about doing. It's about taking this knowledge and actually turning it into action, no matter how small that action is. Remember the student in the story? They succeeded not because they were the smartest, but because they were the one who actually applied the lesson. And so, this is what it all comes down to for you. Forget about that giant mountain for just a minute. Just focus on the single step right in front of you. What is your one small step today? What 1% improvement can you make right now?